Hello, Tropicus. So this week's topic is global warming. First I want to say is the vast majority of scientists believe global warming is a scientific theory, and it is true. Now before you guys go and write, oh, it's just a theory, therefore it doesn't exist. Okay, the word theory. I'm pretty sure global warming is a theory at this point, and the word theory simply means it is accepted through the scientific community. So let's explain the scientific process real quick. Okay, so I can propose something, anything I want, and it's considered a hypothesis. There might be some step before that, but I'm pretty sure hypothesis. So hypotheses are things that have no evidence. In order for something to become a theory, it has to go through extensive testing and also be accepted by the majority of the scientific community. This allows us to have things such as the theory of evolution, the theory of gravity, stuff like that, and all those things are pretty well accepted. And you know what else really isn't a controversy at all at this point, although the media may make it out to be a controversy? Global warming is in fact caused by men. 98% of the scientific community agree, and honestly, that's enough of the percentage for me to think that it's true. Let's get this out of the way. Global warming is not a conspiracy theory, alright? You actually have to go to school for this stuff. You have to go through years of training. You have to actually apply yourself. And if you go through all that, you really don't want to lose your reputation by stating that you believe in something that you know is false. So how would you get 98% of the scientific community to say, I believe in global warming, I believe it was man-made, if they didn't? I honestly think, even if you paid them a lot of money, they wouldn't do it. Scientists have integrity, okay? That's probably one of the key aspects of becoming a scientist. You need to have integrity. You need to be able to back up your work. That's what they teach me in basic chemistry. That's what they're teaching me right now. And I'm just starting. I'm just a sophomore in high school. So then, what is global warming and what's causing it? So as most of you know, we have an ozone layer in the atmosphere that's protecting our Earth, protecting us from harmful amounts of ultraviolet radiation. Ozone is formed when oxygen gas is exposed to ultraviolet radiation. And then for the ozone to turn back into oxygen, because there's kind of a balance of ozone and oxygen in the Earth's atmosphere, the ozone can absorb ultraviolet radiation and reform into oxygen. And in 1985, we were puzzled because we started seeing a decrease in the level of ozone in the atmosphere. So what causes decrease in ozone? Well, CFCs are chemicals that are man-made, and they're used as coolants. They're used in refrigerators, air conditioning, used to be used in hairsprays, and other various items like that. And they are what we know now that caused the breakdown of ozone particles. CFCs, as you could probably tell from the name, have two particles of chlorine. Now when this chlorine reacts with ozone, it does something really strange. The chlorine will take one of the oxygen molecules from the ozone, which is O3, and bond together with it. And it will bond together to make chlorine monoxide, which will leave it chlorine monoxide plus two oxygen molecules. So nothing is gained or lost because that's how chemistry works. And this is a big deal because ozone, as we heard before, it's protecting us from ultraviolet radiation. So when there's decreasing levels of ozone, that causes the planet to be warmer. So there's more to it than that. That's just the basic principles of it. There are other things that are going on and also the effects of global warming. Now let's just talk about some things you can do now to help decrease the effects of global warming. Emily talked about saving water on Monday, which is of course a great idea. So I live in a really hippy-dippy liberal community, and we actually learn a lot about this stuff in school. That's actually where I got the information for this in my chemistry book. So one thing my neighborhood recently started was municipal composting, meaning when they take out the trash for recycling, they also take out composting, which is really nice. And if you don't have that, you can get a composting bin, which is what we had for a long time, and you can put it in your backyard, and you rotate it, and it turns your old fruits and vegetables, and you can also put a lot of other things, and I'm surprised, for newspapers, and you can put earthworms in it to speed up the process, and then it turns back into soil, which you can use in your plants, or you can probably give it to a local garden. They probably appreciate that. Styrofoam cups, terrible for the environment. They basically never will decompose in the landfill. So if you don't have styrofoam banned in your city already, don't buy anything with styrofoam. It is terrible. It's terrible for the environment. Just don't buy products with it. If you go to a takeout place, if they serve it in styrofoam, maybe don't go there because it's never decomposed. It's probably the worst thing we have in our landfills right now. Another thing my town did, which seemed kind of silly, but we banned plastic bags, and why it seems silly is because we have 3 places that carry plastic bags. One is the hippie organic vegan store. Not vegan, but a lot of vegan people go there, so if you go buy meat there, sometimes they give you weird looks, but they have really good meat, so we have to buy it there, I'm sorry. And then we have one other grocery store which switched to paper bags long before the plastic bag ban. And the only chain we have in my town are 2 7-Elevens, which just banned plastic bags. That was it. And who gets a bag at 7-Eleven? I don't even know. And bring a reusable bag with you whenever you do go grocery shopping so you don't have to get the paper bags. One of my biggest pet peeves in the world is when people don't use their paper to its fullest potential. I know so many people who just don't write on the back side of paper. I know there's some dents and stuff, and sometimes you can see through it a little bit, but, you know, that's like using double the paper you need to use. Can you please write on the back side? It would just be helpful and annoy me a lot less. And when you take notes, either use a notebook or use a piece of binder paper and keep writing on it, continuation of notes. I know some people who just write like the lecture notes, even if it's like a half page, and they just write it on one piece of paper and then they never go back to that piece of paper again. I mean, come on, you can use the rest of the paper. Just remember where you keep your stuff and then reuse the paper. And when you have the backs of assignments that you know you're done with, you can always write in the back of them and use the scratch paper for math class. And also just try to buy local organic food. I mean, some places it is really hard, but still try to find locally grown stuff. But even if you can't buy organic for whatever reason, it's better to buy local grown because those big factory farms with the GMOs, they're shipped for miles and miles to get to your grocery store. It's just a better idea to buy local stuff just so we save a little bit of gas. So, we are still looking for a third member of Triplicus, so if you want to respond to any of the previous videos, global warming, burn the Quorum Day, and gay rights, you can respond to any one of those, any one of mine or Emily's, and we will look at your video response. We have gotten 2 people auditioning so far, so thank you very much to you guys. And, well, I will see you guys next Wednesday, and Emily, I will see you on Monday. Bye.